Hey guys, it's Millsy, 1995-2012 here. I just got done watching WWE TLC 2013, so I thought I'd just go on here and quickly give my thoughts on the show, whether it was good, whether it was shit, just all that. There were two questions I had leading into this pay-per-view, and the first one was who would walk out as the WWE Undisputed Champion. And the second one was, would this pay-per-view continue the streak of really bad pay-per-views? Both of those questions were obviously answered. I'll get to the first one later in the review, but as for the second one, I'd say the streak has come to an end. This pay-per-view it wasn't really good, but it wasn't bad either. I'd say it was pretty good. I think I gave it was like a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10, which in my eyes means it's a pass. So yeah, like I said, it was a good show. There were some good matches, there were some bad matches. You're gonna get that on a pay-per-view. You just gotta suck it up and deal with it. But the good matches, I believe, outweighed the bad. So that's why, in my opinion, it's a pass. So I'll just get straight into the show. We got the pre-show match, which was Fandango versus Dolph Ziggler. This match was really short. For a 30-minute pre-show, we're going to get 4 minutes worth of wrestling. I mean, are you kidding me? Fandango won. At this point, I don't care. I mean, I don't mind Fandango. I'm not the biggest fan of him. And as you all know, I'm a massive fan of Dolph Ziggler, but at this point, these two have just been degraded so much that I just don't care anymore. And it's sad considering the talent of both of the guys, but you know. And then we get into the actual card, and we started with CM Punk versus the Shield in a 3-1 handicap match, which was a good match. It was a very good way to open the show. It looked as though Roman Reigns suffered an eye injury. Whether that was legitimate or not, I'm not sure. But if it was, I hope he's okay, because he's a hell of a talent. And if it wasn't, WWE did a really good job in selling it, because they had the doctor come out and check on it. It looked a bit puffed up, so he may have actually suffered an injury, but it played a factor in the end. And CM Punk actually won after Dean Ambrose was accidentally speared by a blind Roman Reigns, essentially. But this match told a good story, and it was successful in continuing the tension between the Shield. I think it's obvious if they're going to break up now. If it wasn't evident before, it is now. Hopefully they hold off until about Mania so they can have that triple threat match that I want. But this did good business in, eventually getting to that breakup. And as for CM Punk, it builds momentum for him, because as of lately, or pretty much ever since SummerSlam, he had fallen into a bit of a rut, quite honestly. So it's good that he got a victory by himself against the odds. So yeah, so overall, good match and good way to start the show. And then the next match was the Divas Championship match. It was Natalya versus AJ Lee. I was actually surprised that AJ retained here, because apparently she's not. She doesn't have a good relationship with WWE at the moment. I don't know what happened. I've heard rumors that she got into a fight with someone backstage, but it's rumors. It's on the internet, so you can't really believe it. But if those rumors are true, I'm surprised that she won this match. And taken away from that, this was a very good match, especially for a Divas match. It wasn't as good as the matches between AJ and Caitlyn earlier in the year, but it was still a good match. It was entertaining to watch, and hopefully these two have matches down the road, because I reckon they can do a lot better. And I'm not taking away from the match tonight because it was very good, but they can do a lot better considering the wrestling ability of the two. So I hope they continue a feud and have matches down the road, because it'll be good to see. It'll be, as Triple H would say, good for business. So yeah, that was a good match. And then we got Big E Langston versus Damien Sandow for the Intercontinental Championship. This wasn't a bad match. It was actually alright for the time it got. It didn't get a lot of time, but for the time they had, they did some good stuff in the ring. There was no story told, obviously. There's hardly any build up to this match, but this match was only used to continue Big E's momentum. Where they'll take that, I don't really know. I'm still unsure about what they'll do with Big E. I like him as a talent, so if they push him up to I don't think it'll be main event, but close there, I wouldn't be against that. He's a good talent, so yeah. Overall, this was a pretty good match. There was some stuff in there that I've never seen him do before. There was some nice counter wrestling, so overall, I can't really complain. It was a pretty good match. And then we get into the Fatal 4-Way Elimination Tag Match, which featured the Rhodes family, the Real Americans, Big Show and Rey Mysterio, and Wyatts. And this is my match of the night. This was a very good tag match. This shows how good the tag division in WWE is at the moment. It's outstanding, and it's great. And I like that they added the elimination thing into it. I think I don't know, it just helped the match. It just somehow made it better than if it was just a normal match. But the first team to be eliminated was Wyatts. Not really surprising, and I'm happy they were going first. Like I said, Curtis Axel balls the fuck out of me, and it's pretty much the same with Wyatts, so they were going pretty quick. And then, to my surprise, I thought it would have come down to the Rhodes and the Real Americans, but they got eliminated next by a mid-air KO punch, which was cool. I was so disappointed we didn't get a giant swing. That's the only thing I didn't like about this match. We got a giant swing, but it wasn't the Big Show. If it was the Big Show, that would have been fucking amazing. It would have been. Yeah, you think the giant swing, the Great Khali, was good. Imagine what this would have been like. That was the only thing I didn't like, but we still got the giant swing, but it just wasn't the Big Show, so it wasn't as cool. But and then it came down to Big Show, Ray, and the Rhodes, which it was the face versus face. Like, Big Show helped Goldust get up before they wrestled, and they celebrated after the match and stuff like that, but which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it was a good ending sequence between Ray and Cody, so I won't hate on those two teams versing each other. The wrestling as a whole was just great. Like I said, this is match of the night. It's not like it's one of the best matches of the year, but it was still very good. So yeah, I'd recommend you watch this match. It was just very good. Then we got Brodus Clay versus R-Truth. Who cares about this match? For some reason, R-Truth won. I don't really know why. I hate Brodus Clay. His gimmick sucks. He's a mediocre wrestler. He claims to be a main event player. Bullshit. His nickname shouldn't be the main event player. It should be like Jobbersaurus. He's a jobber. Well, they're both jobbers, so this match was never going to be like a 5-star classic or anything near that. So, and that's exactly what I thought. This match sucked. Like Big Show. No, not Big Show. Brodus Clay dominated all of this match, and then suddenly a little bit of tension between him and Tensai causes him to lose the match. So that pretty much just eliminated any kind of push he was getting, because he's just lost his momentum, which I don't really care, because like I said, I don't like him. I don't want him to be pushed, but if you're gonna push him, actually make him win matches, because I don't think he's have anything in store for R-Truth in the near future. So I don't know why he needed to win, but I'm guessing we're gonna get a Tensai Brodus Clay feud. I'm guessing the Funkadactyls will be put into it, and I'll probably be forced to pick a side. Maybe they'll split up as well. I just don't care. I don't care about this feud. I don't care about this match. I don't care about Brodus Clay. So whatever. I've already spoken enough about this match. Then we got a match that was added on during the pre-show. It was The Miz versus Kofi Kingston in a no disqualification match. The reason for this match, apart from their stuff before tonight, during the pre-show, Miz was on the pre-show panel, and out of nowhere Kofi Kingston came and they got into a brawl. So it was announced that this match would take place. Why it was a no disqualification match, I have no idea, because there were no fucking weapons used in the match. I mean, if you're going to have a no disqualification match, actually take advantage of the no disqualification gimmick. The only thing they did that was like that would have forced a disqualification in a normal match was they took the turnbuckle off, and it played a factor in the end of the match. But who gives a fuck? We see that in normal matches, like in normal main event matches, like half the time. So who cares? I mean, nothing. The action in the ring was good. There were just no weapons there. So what was the point in having a no disqualification match? If it was a normal match, I'd rate it a lot higher, but since they promoted it as a no disqualification match, I'm going to rate it like it's a no disqualification match, and it was a shit no disqualification match. So, I don't know what's going on between these two. Like, 1 minute they're teaming, then the next they hate each other, and then they're teaming, and they hate each other. 1 minute Miz is heel, and then next Kofi's like the heel. So this feud is so fucking stupid, and I honestly wouldn't care if it just ended tonight. But then after that we got the other 3-on-1 handicap match, Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatts. This was another good match. I didn't like it as much as the other 3-on-1 handicap match, but this one was still good. It had, I don't know, I'd say both matches had the same, as far as, well, I would rate both those matches the same as wrestling in the match, but this one didn't really tell a story as much. And I don't really care for this. Daniel Bryan and CM Punk should be main event, like in the main event. They should be main event players, not fucking Brodus Clay. But so I don't really care for the storyline as much as Daniel Bryan and the Wyatts. Cool. I don't know. They just don't mix together all that well. But in the ring, they're fine. But this match didn't really tell a story or anything like that. So the Wyatts won, which I guess is good. Continues their momentum. And lots of people complaining because Daniel Bryan lost, but he's in a 3-on-1 handicap match. What do you expect? The only reason CM Punk won his is because there was obvious turmoil between the team he was facing. So Daniel Bryan didn't lose any momentum by losing this match. So just everyone on the Daniel Bryan bandwagon that's complaining to stop, because, you know, it's just not needed. But then we get into the main event. According to WWE, the most anticipated match in WWE history, which is a load of obvious bullcrap. Yeah. What do I think of the match? I don't know, I'm a bit mixed towards it. It's a shit TLC match. But I didn't really expect anything. I didn't expect anyone to fly off a 20-foot ladder or do crazy shit like Jeff Hardy and you know. So I'm not really disappointed in the match for that standpoint, but it's one of their better matches, which isn't saying much because most of their matches are shit. But this match wasn't terrible, but it wasn't really good either. It was average. It's not main event quality, but I've seen far worse from these two. So, yeah, we got the usual stuff in this match. John Cena was down on the mat for most of the time, but yeah, there was a fair bit of tables, ladders, and chairs used in the match, but they weren't used in innovative ways. There was just hit a guy in the back of the chair, hit a guy with a ladder, push him off, drive a guy through the table. So this match may have the reputation of having the worst table crash I've ever seen, which came at the end. But Randy Orton actually, apart from one table, he actually went through all of them. He took a lot of punishment in this match, which, like I said a minute ago, John Cena is usually the one that takes all the punishment. So it was weird how they did that. But yeah, the ending came, the handcuffs came out like they've done before, and Randy Orton tied John Cena to the second rope. He eventually unscrewed himself and looked to have won the two belts, but then Randy Orton held onto the rope because John Cena had to take it with him, and that's when he threw him through the table, which, like I said, was a shit table crash. Like, that part of the table broke. Fuck. But then Randy Orton, this was a weird ending. I didn't really, I don't know, another thing I have mixed feelings towards, but Randy Orton was just chilling on top of the ladder. He stood there for like 30 seconds before finally grabbing the bastards. I mean, it appeared as though that wasn't meant to be the ending, and like that, you know, I'm sure it was, but it didn't come off that it was that way. But yeah, I see a lot of people complaining about the ending and why it wasn't a screwjob finish. I find it funny that these are the same people that were complaining about all the screwjob finishes in the previous 4 pay-per-views, or even 5. So, you know, pick a side. Like, I swear, some people in the IWC just doesn't matter what WWE does, they will never be like satisfied. That's something that pisses me off. You gotta, you know, like, I'll complain, bitch and moan all I want, but if something good happens in WWE, I'm gonna praise it. And the ending to this match, while it came off kind of sloppy, I like the fact that it wasn't a screwjob finish, because chances are something will play out on Raw, and an explanation for the events that happened on the Raw before TLC, the events at TLC, and all that. I'm sure that will be explained. So it's good that they didn't pull the trigger at WWE TLC and they finally gave us a clean finish. That's the main positive that came out of this match. So yeah, so overall TLC was a good show. I wouldn't pay to watch it again, but you know, I didn't have to pay for this one because I watched it at a friend's house, but I wouldn't be pissed off if I paid for it, because it was a good show, especially after the 4 pay-per-views we got previous. This one was a success, and hopefully it starts a streak of actually good pay-per-views instead of bad. But you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens on Raw. There's a few things that spark from this pay-per-view that will make Raw interesting, like the Shield, like their situation with the Unified Championship and all that. So I do look forward to seeing what happens on Raw, and it should be a good show, and it'll be interesting to see what they do about what they do to lead up to the Royal Rumble. If we'll see a rematch for the championships, or I hear people saying that Daniel Bryan's gonna be put into the title picture now, but I don't know. After his loss, I don't see him getting in the title picture any earlier than Elimination Chamber, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And overall, TLC was a good show. I wish one complaint. I wish there were more TLC related matches. There was only one. That's probably the main problem I have with the show. If you're gonna promote a pay-per-view behind a gimmick, you need to have more gimmick matches than just one. I just found that stupid. You could have made the 4-way match. You could have made that a ladder match. You could have made the 2 handicap matches. You could have made that one of them a chairs match and the other a tables match. Or since you had the no disqualification match, you could have just thrown tables, ladders, and chairs into that match. I mean, you have so many gimmick pay-per-views, WWE, and what's the point in having them if you're not gonna, use the appropriate gimmicks or anything like that? I just found that stupid, and it did piss me off a little bit, but it doesn't really take away from the show. Overall, the show was good, so if there's anything I recommend watching the 4-way elimination chamber elimination match. That's about it, but there's a lot of solid stuff on this show, so overall the show's good. So, yeah, later everybody.